Hi there, my name is Dee, and in this video I'm going to show you how I draw hands. This 3-year-old sketchbook I found recently that only has 2 decent drawings in it that are both of Pokemon will work perfectly. I'll be sketching with some Prismacolor Coal Erase pencils. Oh, and everything I mention I'll link in the description below. And a set of graphite pencils that go from 4H to 12B. Not hard to find a blank page. This is why I can never fully complete a sketchbook. I skip around so much. Okay, so for the first hand, I took a reference photo of my own hand in just a basic open position. The best advice I've come across for drawing just about anything is to start with basic shapes. So a simple circle for the back of the hand that I slowly trim to become the shape of my actual hand. I'll give a pineapple in the comments for whoever is the first to comment correctly how many times I say hand or hands in this video. Hand, 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 hand. Look at this. Blackberry what?
Blackberry cake.
Show them what you made. Go ahead and stick your hand in here. Look, you made blackberry cakes. It tastes like Play-Doh.
This is Play-Doh.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, I made lines coming off the hand shape to show where the fingers would be, and looking at my reference, I just mimicked the shapes of the fingers around the lines. Other hands will be different. Some fingers are long and slender, others are shorter and stubbier. I think I made my fingers a bit too short compared to what they actually are. Something important to remember when drawing hands, in this style anyway, is that fingers have 3 joints, 2 in the actual finger and then the knuckle. If the joints aren't at least a little bit defined, then the fingers might look like noodles. For shading, I find in my reference where the darkest parts of the shadows are and start building them up. I think adding shading is my favorite part because it starts making the drawing look more 3-dimensional. Oh, what's this?
Blackberry pizza with orange toppings.
Blackberry pizza with orange toppings. Wow. Okay, let me try some. Yes, delicious. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Give my compliments to the chef.
Okay, I am the chef.
When I sketch with realistic shading on skin, I like to normally use toned paper because it already has the mid-tone for the drawing and I just have to add in the darker shadows and the highlights. When using white paper like I am now though, I have to build all of that up myself, which is still good practice for values. I didn't do it for these drawings, but something I like to do when sketching in color is to use a different color for the shading so it adds a bit of interest and dimension. I'll add some examples of drawings I've done with different colors to show what I mean. For the drawing on the left, I sketched with purple and used blue for some of the shading, and the drawing on the right I sketched with red and also used blue for shading. Comment below, do you like sketching with multiple colors or is it something you'd like to try? This second hand is also my own. I tried doing one of those cute holding the bottle of nail polish hand poses that shows off the color on the nails. I used the same process of drawing a circle and then making guidelines off it to show where I'd place the fingers. I thought for this drawing I'd do the skin in a gray graphite color and then use the red pencil to make the colors on the nails and the polish bottle pop. I also used some fine liners I got at Hobby Lobby to make the red much bolder. And I spruced up the first hand with the fine liner on the nails and adding a white highlight for the shinies. I smudged the graphite in the darkest area to make them smoother and used the leftover graphite to smudge on the mid-tone for the rest of the area of the skin. The great thing about pencils is you can just erase where you want your highlights to be and smudge the edges around them to make them softer. The third hand is my oldest son's, and I let him pick the pose he made. I think this was a good one. It has a bit of perspective to it, which I did not capture, but it was fun trying to get all the fingers to be proportionate when they were all at different angles. It really helped using lines to signify where the fingers would be coming off the hand and the angles they would be making. When I try to go in drawing the detailed fingers right off the bat, I always get the placement off. And I erase and redraw enough as it is. Once the basic outline is done, then I can go in with the details of all the lines and wrinkles and then add shading. I had also forgotten at the time that he had chosen purple for me to use, but I'll come back to fix that a bit later. I really love using tortillons to smooth out pencil, especially for shading skin. You can also just use your finger or a tissue, but I like these paper stumps. They work almost as well on the coal erase as they do the graphite pencils, and I'd recommend them for anyone's pencil sketching collection. Next up was my youngest son's hand, and he loves doing thumbs up, so that's what we went with. He picked the color green for me to use, so this ends up looking like a baby Hulk hand. This one was the most difficult for me, and I think it turned out my least favorite of all the drawings. It might be because it didn't turn out as smooth as the others, or that the harsh side lighting made it look weird, I'm not sure. It's still a cute thumbs up though. Whose hand is that?
Thumbs up. The green.
Yeah, whose hand is that? Whose thumbs up is that? Is that your thumbs up?
Yeah, green.
Do you want to wave and say hi? Can you go like this? Go, hello.
Hello.
Can you go like this? Say, this is my thumbs up. There it is. You're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, good job. I guess after Link came to check out my drawing of his hand, I forgot to start recording the beginning of the sketch of my husband's hand, but hopefully by this point in the video you remember my procedure. I took the same steps as I did with all the other drawings. This reference had a much harsher shadow on it than most of the other ones had, so I was really able to bump up the value. I also got to add some hair to this one, which gave it a nice change in texture from the others. I did use a dark indigo blue colored pencil for the hair just because his arm hair is black in real life, so it needed to be much darker than the skin. And here I finally fixed Ben's hand by adding in the purple he requested. I think it looks much better. And here's all the drawings complete. This is a really fun exercise and I recommend it to anyone. It's also really different from what I normally do. I've mentioned in a previous video that I almost never draw standalone features like just eyes or just hair or just hands, but focusing on one thing for multiple sketches I think really helped me hone in on certain details that I may not have noticed before. Which one do you think turned out the best? What do you think about sketching in colors, or do you prefer black and white? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, subscribe for more artsy videos each week and an art live stream on Saturdays. Turn your notifications to all so you never miss an upload. Thanks so much for watching. See ya!